Hi, this is Ben Allen with Allen CIO. Today, I have the opportunity to be interviewing Whitney Allen. Good afternoon, Whitney.
Hey Ben, good to see you again.
Yeah, Whitney is with CareerWise Colorado. She deals with young adults and apprenticeships. And today we want to focus entirely on the opportunities and experiences for young adults. And so, Whitney, you're really involved in manufacturing apprenticeships. I'd like to just start by asking about what are the ideal candidates you're looking for in an apprenticeship for a manufacturer?
You know, Ben, we have a wide variety of students that apply for apprenticeship. Everyone who's applying for four-year college, as well as students who are like, you know what, school is not for me. It is not my thing. I want to build. I want to make things. I want to do things with my hands. And everybody kind of that's in between. There's a lot of gray area where some people want to do both of those things, right? So any student who's really interested in hands-on learning and learning about different types of parts of the business. We have apprentices that will often rotate around to different departments in manufacturing to learn sort of all the different sides and not just silo into one area.
Nice. Tell me about the ages. Typically what ages are you looking for an apprentice?
Well, we have a whole team of folks that partner with school districts locally here in Colorado that are looking primarily to recruit students as sophomores in high school. So usually the spring of their sophomore year, they would go through the application process, look at the different opportunities that are available during that time, and apply for jobs just like you or I would out through our application system. And then there's the businesses who are hiring will interview those students, look at their resumes, just like the real world, you know? So they're having a real world experience of interviewing and having to show up and talk about, you know, what their strengths are and what their interest is in that particular position. And then they would start the summer before their junior year.
Got it. And as an apprentice, they're getting paid for this work, correct?
They are getting paid. Within the 3 years, our apprentices can earn upwards of $30,000 that they can put toward, you know, teenage things, as well as maybe saving for college if that's their thing, or helping contribute to the family income. It is a paid apprenticeship. Yes.
That's awesome. I want to go back to a moment ago when you were mentioning, can you tell me a little more about that when they come into a manufacturer, they will have an opportunity to hit different areas of the manufacturing company, potentially. Can you talk a little more specific about what that looks like?
Yes, and this is not at every business, but I do work with some business partners who very specifically schedule apprentices to move from, say, production to quality to maintenance areas where they're learning the different ins and outs of the different parts. And that's an opportunity really for students to find something that they're really passionate about, as well as businesses to see, you know, where's the best fit for this apprentice? Where are they going to be the most productive for us? And how do we match the passion with the productivity?
Excellent. Do you mind sharing with us some specific opportunities that you've been able to staff or get an apprentice for in the last couple of years?
Right. We have multiple apprentices working in optics manufacturing in Boulder. I was working with about 8 apprentices in Fort Collins, and they were CNC machinists. I have apprentices doing cancer drugs production in Windsor. I have other apprentices working in making huge signs for the sides of buildings. You know, you drive by and there's the big hospital sign, and they're constructing those. So lots of different variety of things.
Nice. As students come into these opportunities at these manufacturing companies that you're talking about, do you have some specific success stories around those particular apprentices and what they've been able to accomplish, or just have they come back to you and shared, Whitney, you know, I had this amazing experience? Talk to us a little bit about that.
So I have one apprentice who is leaving for four-year college in the fall. Will be at CU studying, I think, astrophysics or something like that. But he was working as a production project coordinator, and helped have to be, like when this whole COVID thing happened, had to help build a website. And this isn't specifically a manufacturing example, but he helped create how all of the graduating seniors were going to communicate and be able to have a platform through which to graduate, since this whole thing kind of came crashing in, and was instrumental in also teaching some courses online for students who were in class. So that was one. And another example that just like literally came into my inbox this morning that I'm super excited about is a student who was hired just last summer as a production technician for a cancer pharmaceutical company, not a cancer drug production company. And they are ready to hire him after 1 year of apprenticeship. He upskilled so quickly that they are ready to hire him as a full-time employee. So I feel super excited. The business is super excited that they were able to really help. Like, this is the talent pipeline that we're trying to design and help our businesses with here in Colorado, is find that young talent, train them, whether it's 1 year or 2 years or 3 years, however long each student may take for that particular industry, and then launch them off as full-time employees, hopefully, for these businesses who can't find the talent.
Yeah, that's awesome. Those are great stories. I'm curious. I think this is true, but if they join the right manufacturer, there are opportunities for them to potentially get education compensated for. It really depends on the manufacturer. Can you tell me a little bit about what that looks like from an education standpoint if you join the right company?
Right. Well, I don't think there's a right company. So I want to dispel that right away, right? Each company kind of has their benefits and drawbacks, and they're different fits for different folks. But even just through the CareerWise program, we coordinate with our business partners such that in that third year of apprenticeship, students are getting up to 4 community college courses paid for by the business, as long as it relates to what they're doing on the job. So businesses are helping cover some of those college costs for students that are interested, as well as an industry credential during their apprenticeship, so that the students are walking away with some type of educational assets that they could take with them anywhere if they choose not to stay with that particular manufacturer. And to your point, there are manufacturers who have great tuition reimbursement programs and that can help students continue their education, or maybe decide to do an education maybe down the road if they change their mind or if they want to move into a different area. And it really depends on the manufacturer.
Yeah. All right. So final question, Whitney. I am curious, how do you figure out how to match the right apprentice with the right manufacturer? Can you give us any insight as to how you do your job well in that respect?
Well, our ed team is out in the schools helping talk to students about the specific manufacturers and what each position is going to be like. We also ask the manufacturers themselves to sometimes, if they want, to come into the classrooms and talk to a classroom of students to get them really excited about what it is they do. They are the best people to talk about their opportunities. And then also, really, it's up to the businesses. Like I said at the beginning, they are actually interviewing the students. Right now, it's mostly Zoom, but we're helping prep them for the interview process. But the businesses are the ones that really choose, who's the best fit. They're going to know what qualities they're looking for in a student, what aspirations, what kind of skills and attitude that they're looking for. So really, it's up to the business.
Got it. Wonderful. Well, Whitney, thank you so much for your time today. That's some great information. I'm looking forward to sharing it with as many potential apprentices as possible. So thanks, Whitney.
Thanks, Ben.